Hi guys, Helen the Russian here. So the holiday season is officially here. We've all been through Thanksgiving now, and I just wanted to talk about Thanksgiving driving in Las Vegas. When I was a waitress, Thanksgiving always was a really good day as far as tips were concerned. So I thought I'll give it a try with the ride share, and I drove the evening before, the day before Thanksgiving, and then evening of the Thanksgiving. Strangely enough, the evening on the day before Thanksgiving was better than Thanksgiving itself, but both days were good. I was quite happy with what I made, and people were nice generally. So on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, generally some tourists, yes, but mainly locals that went around, and I took some people to the airport. There were few long trips, so at the end of the day I drove, I think, for 6 hours, sometime between, I'd say, between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m., roughly around there, and I made about $130, which was nice. And then Thanksgiving I started around the same time, just around 4 o'clock, maybe just before. I have to say there were longer trips that I normally don't get. For starters, Lyft was a whole lot busier, which is interesting to me because normally I drive both. I use two different phones, one for Uber, one for Lyft. I have them both on, and once I get a call from one for a ride, I'll turn the other one off and then flick it back on. But normally for every, say, 7 Uber rides, I maybe get one Lyft ride. Sometimes even the gap is even more. Well, this time on Thanksgiving I got a lot of Lyft rides. In fact, and most of them were long rides. Like, I've driven, locals would know what I'm talking about, like, say, from Tropicana and Pecos all the way to Lamb and Lake Mead. There was one. Another one was from Caesar's Palace even further than Lamb and Lake Mead, like up there northeast, like way up there northeast. And there was someone, it was a waiter from the Cheesecake Factory that I took. And having said that, again, the Thanksgiving day was pretty good. I think it was like 110 or so for the same amount of time, 6 hours. So all in all, I definitely recommend for the future, if any of you planning for the next year, then yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. Plus, it kind of, yeah, I don't know about everybody, but it gives me satisfaction in knowing I'm doing something good. And I did feel good about taking people. It's local, a lot of it were local rides. They were going home from work, and they live, like I mentioned, they lived quite far away. Back in the day, like, say, when I was a waitress, so like even a decade ago, if you lived way out there, like Lake Mead and Lamb and whatnot, unless you had a car, you really couldn't get a job on the strip. Not that you could, but you would have no means of getting there. Buses are unreliable and would take you forever. It would take you 2.5 hours probably to get just one way. Nowadays we have Uber and Lyft. It's fantastic. People can have a nice job wherever, and the ride is still reasonable because the taxi is unattainable. A ride like that in a taxi would be close to $100, I'm gonna say. So it's good, and I feel good that I'm helping people get around. Overall, positive experience. I definitely recommend it. So yay for Thanksgiving in Las Vegas. Have a nice day, everybody. Cheers.